to Taste YouTube. How you doing? How's it going? How you been? Today we're going to talk about the two new rules coming into the new NBA season and how it might change the NBA for the future. Let's unwrap it. Let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I want to talk about is the new flopping rule. The new flopping foul rule. Okay, it's going to change the NBA because for the last 5, 6 years, I think since maybe 2013, there's been a real big emphasis on guys throwing their arms up and not even playing and not even drawing contact, just faking contact. And now the refs are going to have to decide whether they're faking the contact or whether it's a real physical call. And if they think they're faking contact, now they're going to call a flop foul. If they give up a flop, they got to give up a free throw on the other end. Their team basically giving up points. So now guys got to be a little bit more conscious when they're driving into the lane. Guys like, LeBron, guys like James Harden, guys like Trae Young, they all get in front of their defenders or get right up on their defender, jump into the defense and get a call. That's going to be, I hope, eliminated. If you ask me, it's been terrible for the league. So it's going to be a little bit more competition, a little bit more, guys with heart having to get calls, guys like Giannis that really play through contact, And we had 9 players last season average more than 8 shots from the foul line. That's going to go down quite a bit. I think it'll probably be more like 5 players averaging maybe close to 8 shots. But, the flop, they're trying to make it more competitive. They're trying to make guys get away from faking and then looking for foul shots. Guys like James Harden having 20 free throws in a game is just redundant. It's not competitive and it's not good for the nature of basketball. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the coaches' challenge rules are changing in the NBA coming this season. There's going to be a lot like the NFL. It's going to be where if you challenge a call and you win your challenge, you get to keep your call, your timeout, and you earn another challenge. But just like the NFL, if you lose the challenge, you're going to lose the timeout and you don't get another challenge. It's going to make the coaches and the staff a lot more accountable. They're going to make them more accountable and really pay attention and defend their players when they're getting bad calls. I don't like that it really is shifting the blame away from the referees, and I think that's a big reason why they're giving this power to the teams is because I think if anybody watches the NBA over the last few seasons, you've seen, guys hunting fouls, guys getting, bad calls at the end of games, and then you have these 2-minute end of the game reports come out the next day saying that the referee missed a call. I'm not real big that they're taking that responsibility from the referees. That's who's supposed to have that responsibility. But I think it's going to be good for the players and the initiative of, we have a challenge in our back pocket. Our coach doesn't have to be as hesitant to use if we know it was a bad call. It might drag games out a little bit because I think referees do miss quite a few calls. I don't know if every coach and every player catches it or if there's going to be more complaining. I'm sure there is, which is never good for the NBA. But, at the end of the day, I think it's going to put a little bit more accountability in the pocket of the coach, and he's going to be less hesitant using that if he knows if he wins, he keeps his challenge. He gets to take a challenge further into the game when it might be a little bit more important. And the last thing I want to talk about before I get off here is it's not the rule, it's a requirement, but it's the 65-game minimum. And I think it's going to be very big going into the future for the NBA. I mean, guys want all NBA teams. Guys want to make all defensive teams. Guys want to be rookie of the year, most improved, And at the end of the day, it's really going to depend on how you get your next contract structured. So guys are going to have to choose whether am I going to make all 65 games or am I going to lose out on money this coming season. It's going to make a real difference on how guys are getting paid and how they're valued in free agency, whether they're meeting the 65-game minimum. I don't think the players are going to like it. I think the coaches and I think the franchises are going to be super happy because there have been way too many guys taking games off when they're not really hurt. I don't believe in anybody playing injured, but I think that everybody back in the 90s had to play through sore shoulders, through bruised knees, things like this, twisted ankles. And I think it's just going to go a long way for the competition. I don't think guys want to take that L on their contract when they have to go and re-sign or sign with the new team and they say, well, you didn't even meet the 65 game requirement. You know, well, we can't call you an All NBA player no matter what your numbers are. So if you don't give us that next year, we're not going to pay you like an All NBA guy. You know, that's all I really got for y'all today. But I'm just going to go ahead and say I appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me get a like and subscribe. And until next time, we on Wrap It. Y'all be easy.